Now, with Labour's leadership battle the focus of fierce dispute and the Conservatives having only just settled theirs, recent days have seen unprecedented instability across our political parties, and the UK Independence Party is no exception. Last week, its leader Nigel Farage announced he was stepping down. And today, one of the party's best-known figures in this region, the MEP Jonathan Arnott, announced he was throwing his hat in the ring. He may find Mr Farage a hard act to follow, as our political correspondent Luke Walton found out.
A few weeks ago, he was introducing Nigel Farage to a North East crowd. Now he wants to succeed him, although MEP Jonathan Arnott admits a UKIP leadership bid wasn't his original intention.
I've decided that I'm going to throw my hat into the ring. It's been something that I never really expected to do. I'd always thought that I would support Paul Nuttall, our deputy leader, but he's decided that he's not going to do it. I think there needs to be a strong, credible northern voice in this leadership election.
So who is the 35-year-old Mr Arnott? A former party general secretary, he was previously a mathematics teacher and chess champion, with an eye for a winning political move too, according to supporters.
Jonathan's worked incredibly hard in the region ever since he got elected 2 years ago, and if you just look at the results we've had, not just here in Hartlepool but right across the region, especially when it came to the Brexit vote.
It's not surprising Jonathan Arnott decided to set up his headquarters here in Hartlepool. UKIP came a close second to Labour in the town in the 2015 general election, and the MEP promises to spread that success if he becomes leader. But post-Farage and post-referendum, it faces a number of stiff challenges.
Well, this is the opportunity for Jonathan to show what he has, show the skill set that he has, and that's why he's put his name forward for this leadership election.
The North East MEP admits he's a more understated character than the previous leader, but says that's to his advantage.
Nobody can possibly expect to out-Nigel Nigel. I think the next leader has to be somebody who's got a very different style, somebody who's going to build a team.
An unexpected challenge in a leadership election which was itself unexpected. Jonathan Arnott will be seen as an outside chance in the race for UKIP's top job. But in a period of wider political turmoil, his prospects can't be written off when party members make the final decision in September. Luke Walton, BBC Look North.
The UKIP MEP for the North East, Jonathan Arnott, has announced he plans to stand to be the party's leader after the resignation of Nigel Farage.
The 35-year-old, who lives in Gisborough, has been a North East MEP since 2014. At the age of just 15, he went to the University of Sheffield after gaining his A-levels 3 years early.
Well, I spoke to Mr Arnott earlier and asked him why he decided to stand.
Very simply, I expected Paul Nuttall, our deputy leader, and someone with bags of experience to be going for it, and somebody who's a fellow northerner who really would appeal to the northern working class vote. So I intended to support him, and then I was very surprised when he didn't go for it. That led to me thinking again. I had a lot of people encourage me to go for it too.
Well, you mentioned experience there. You've actually only been an MEP for 2 years. So what experience do you have to lead this party post-Brexit?
Well, before I was an MEP, I was General Secretary of UKIP for 6 years, so I understand internally and externally what's required. And I think over the next few years, actually, it's going to be a time of building for UKIP. It's going to be a time of looking towards the future post-Brexit, and I think actually that I bring the skills that are needed for that.
OK, you talk about the future there. Nevertheless, the issue of immigration has been central to the Brexit vote. It quickly became a very toxic issue. There was that image of Nigel Farage in front of a poster. What should the party's position now be on immigration in the future?
We are a party that should never, ever, ever be anti-immigrant or anti-immigration. But we should be fiercely anti the uncontrolled mass net immigration, which is driving down wages and costing jobs here in the North East. OK,
so potentially as leader of UKIP, what would you do if the deal to stay in the single market going forward means we have to retain the freedom of movement for people across Europe?
Well, I don't believe that that will be the case. I believe that we will be able to negotiate a better deal than that. There's only 2 countries that have that kind of deal with the EU at the moment, clearly with Norway and Iceland. Other countries are either in the process of changing deals, or Liechtenstein, for example, has a better deal than that. Surely to goodness, the UK is a little bit bigger than Liechtenstein. Surely we can get a better deal than Liechtenstein. And actually, you know what we should be doing? In negotiation, we should be playing a very, very strong hand that Britain has as a net importer from the European Union, as a country which has got it's a world leader in science, in research, in technology, in so many areas, in security and intelligence. And if we are a global leader, then actually the European Union will want to work with us. We need to play the strong hand that we have where we have it.
OK, Mr Arnott, you launch your campaign next week. Good luck with it. We shall be watching it all the way through. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.